Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Trading Market Technicals Morning Call video for Monday, September 24th. We did have a little bit of a pop and drop on Friday, options expiration, which is now behind us. Price action, we actually popped up at the first 15 minutes, and then we started selling off, consolidated, and then sold off into the close. Traders taking profits. Now, a lot of concerns started to resurface out in the Eurozone, and we have a lot of the commodity currencies really back under pressure again from Sunday night into Monday morning. Futures are down about 5 handles, and really it's just it's a never-ending saga with the EU, and I personally can't see how the euro has rallied this far, this fast, and again, even with the equity markets, with a lot of this uncertainty coming out. But we did have the Spain saying that they're dragging their feet, and now ECB saying that you have to come out to some sort of a bailout target. So a lot of uncertainty with the Spain bailout again, and now that took risk off. And it's basically it's the same go around. Nothing has changed. But I think that this time around, as far as the QE3, you're going to have a lot of a crisis getting attention this time around, even more, because a lot of worry is going to be focused on the East as well. And I keep talking about China and how China is starting to deteriorate in a big way. You're also going to have a lot of those currencies, Australia, the New Zealand dollar, they're going to take big hits, and as well as the Canadian dollar, while these commodity currencies. And we do have major slowdown coming, and it's just a matter of time. And I think within a few weeks, it's going to be really kind of timing perfectly here, because within the next few weeks, we do have seasonality weakness coming in right around now, the end of August, right up until like the second week of October. So, and then you have a lot of this companies that are going to report lower guidance prior to their release of the third quarter numbers, and perfect examples: FedEx, Norfolk Southern, Bed Bath & Beyond, which are two big transportation bellwethers, and then you have a big retailer who also guided lower. So downside risk in the next few weeks. I do think that markets are going to show some signs of weakness. But again, news trumps the charts. And on Friday morning, I said that we had some bullish patterns, and I want to show you, and we still do. We are well in the bands and in the flag patterns of this bull flags. However, we need a trigger, and that didn't trigger on Friday. So now we're going to be looking to see what happens today, if we get any follow-through selling. And if so, then I think that we can start getting a little bit aggressive on the sell side. But again, not until the markets can prove to us that we are headed south. So let's get into the charts. I'm not going to show you technical I'm not going to show you any indicators as far as what we are overbought. We all know that we are overbought. Nothing really has changed from Friday, but I want to get right into the charts here. 10-minute chart, like I mentioned to you. And if you see what happens, the markets consolidate more than they trend, right? So if you see they'll trend for 5-6 days, pop up, flag, pop up, flag, and then they'll start to either reverse course. And that's what's happened here, right? You look back, all of basic August, half of August, we trended, pop up, and this is QE, boom, and then we've actually sold off for the last 4 or 5 days, and now we gap low. We have this gap area of resistance, and that's what's happened on Friday. So taking a look at the weekly chart, we have an inside week from the previous week, back up at this area. As you can see here, we're overbought in our stochastics, and this looks like to me like one great big bear flag, like I mentioned back about a week ago. Now, I mentioned repetitive patterns, right? We want to see patterns that are consistent, and that's what we had here. We had a bull flag. We broke out right here the first 15 minutes, and then now we're back into this bull flag pattern. So what I would like to see is if this market can continue to be bullish right up in this 1445 area and pull back again, and like we did here, we flagged, we popped up and flagged, and we could pop up again. But I just think that we're into seasonal weakness. Markets had a huge rally on no volume. So this is what concerns me. And I think risk is more to the downside than to the upside. That doesn't mean that we can't, take out the highs and then roll back over again. Get everybody bullish, and that's usually what the market does. It gets all the retail bullish, and then they roll them over. Okay, again, Spiders Daily, same thing like the cash. Bull flag, but we had a bigger reversal here. Look at this. Look at the volume. Volume came in a little bit more to the sell side. Now we're back here at this 80, but this is something that that's like I've been saying. I like, not that I'm not playing alongside intraday. I'm not holding any positions at all. Too much risk going on here, guys. We have to let the markets digest this move and really get a 2 to 3% correction, which is really a mild correction. I'd like to see really a 5 to 8, 5 to 6%. But with the Fed pumping in money, I don't see that happening at the moment. Here's the 60-minute. Dial it down. We had a nice big bull flag on a 60-minute. As you can see, we broke out the first hour, and we have sold all of that, and then we took that back right at the end of the day. We're back down to the lows again. So selling did come in, and it's a concern. And this is something that I would be concerned if I was looking to hold any longs. For me, I'm looking for a perfect setup to let's start to get short, at least for that 2-3 week span. A nice little pullback going into the fourth quarter, and then we would look to get long again going into the new year. But as of right now, I do think again risk is to the downside. And here's that 30-minute chart with the Bollinger Bands, as you can see here. But we tight, boom, popped up, and now we're just starting to roll into this large flag pattern. Okay, now we have the Russell IWMs. Big move out of the band, out of the flag, back into the band again. And look at this higher volume. Now, this is something that really gauges risk. And if everybody's trying to get out, you could see here perfectly that we have this risk factor risk off day on Friday, and a little continuation from today. We'll see if it holds up. Let's just take a look if anybody starts to talk about try to talk up the markets. But again, guys, watch the volume here. Okay, this is not looking too good. Transports are just ugly, and I know it's 20 in the index, but I got to tell you guys, this is ugly, and this is a major concern of mine, as well as Shanghai. I don't have it up today. Shanghai actually sold off very, very hard, but quickly actually reversed and closed positively on the day. And that's because it's just deeply oversold, but it just does not look good here, and this is really ugly to me. So even though it's a small index, it is a leader, and eventually it's going to play catch-up. Semis, not doing too well here. Hanging in here at the 50-day moving average. We're still in that Bollinger Band. But as you can see here, we have lack of momentum. Really, after this one big push-up here in late August, we have actually started deteriorating here. You can see that by the MACD and our stochastics. We're starting to really falter here. So this is something that's going to concern me. And speaking of that, let's just take a look at Apple. I had quite a bit of emails saying, hey, what do you think of Apple? Personally, I think this is came in with a weekly chart. Now, this is a weekly chart of Apple, so mind you, we are at the upper end of the Bollinger Band. Doji Star, lack of volume that we just had from Thursday, big push up. I just think that personally, there are other asset classes and or stocks to get involved in than look to buy Apple here. If you're going to look to buy Apple, I'd be looking to buy Apple somewhere in the 650 area. Give it a haircut of 50 points or so before you look to get in here. I would not be buying Apple at these areas. Way too high. That's just me. I'm looking for pullbacks, something like this, a nice bull flag into a 20, and as the Bollinger Bands get tight, and then look to buy. But I would not be buying Apple here. And with that case in point, let's take a look at our Qs. Now, our double top in the Qs, you can see volume came in last week. Now we have a Doji Star as well. This double top obviously didn't pan out, which we didn't trigger, right? So we're looking for a trigger here at that 67.50. I'm going to remove the double top, but as you can see here, we did move a little higher from this little area here, but now we have a Doji Star as well. Apple, same thing if you looked at it, very similar. So we'll see what happens. This gets skewed with Apple, but if Apple starts to get some selling pressure coming in, then I think that you're going to have a nice little sell-off in the Qs. And daily chart of the Qs, just the last chart, guys. As you can see here, we're really just hanging around in this little range area here. But tech not doing too well again. It looks like to me that tech looks like profit taking in technology. And this is a little sideways consolidation channel here. But we really need to see what happens this week. Now that options expiration is out of the way and we're coming into the end of September, I really like to see where this market goes. I think, again, risk to the downside, and I think that we have a few weeks of some selling pressure, whether it be selling pressure choppy down or sideways. That would give us a good measure of unwinding our indicators, and then probably look to get long sometime, late October, mid to late October, going into the holiday season. Okay, but be be on the lookout for a little bit of a pullback here. Again, guys, the markets get skewed. News trumps the chart, so unfortunately, it does pull us both ways. But again, I'm looking for risk to the downside, and I'm looking to play the sell side. If we could take out Friday's low, then I think we're going to have a little bit more movement, and I think a lot of the longs, the weak longs that bought up into this area here, are going to start to sell off, and that's going to start to trigger some sort of a little bit of a capitulatory top here and have markets move in. And again, that would be healthy for the markets. Okay, so let's see what today does, and look forward to everybody talking tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.